She will never tell you what she truly wants. Not because she doesn't know, but because the moment she has to explain it, the desire disappears. Most men waste their entire lives listening to what women say and completely missing what their silence, their distance, their behavior is screaming. That's why the passion fades. That's why she suddenly feels different. That's why what once felt electric slowly turns cold. And the man is left confused, replaying conversations in his head, wondering what he did wrong. When the truth is, he was listening to the wrong thing from the very beginning. Here's the truth no one warns you about. Women don't desire what they ask for. They desire what they never have to ask for. And if you don't understand this, you will always be one step behind reality, trying harder, explaining more, adjusting yourself endlessly, while attraction quietly slips away. This isn't about tricks. This isn't about manipulation. This is about understanding a language older than words. Because female desire does not operate on logic. It operates on instinct. A woman doesn't decide attraction consciously. Her nervous system reacts long before her mind catches up. That's why men who do everything right still lose her. They behave logically, while desire lives in something primal, emotional, and nonverbal. Most men believe attraction is built by adding more. More attention, more reassurance, more availability, more communication. But desire is not created by addition. Desire is created by contrast, by tension, by polarity, by what is present and what is withheld. This is where most men fail, because withholding feels risky, and risk terrifies men who crave certainty. But desire has never cared about certainty. Desire is born in anticipation. Women do not fall for the man who tries the hardest. They fall for the man who keeps moving forward, whether she follows him or not, because movement signals direction, and direction signals leadership. Most men don't lead, they react. She pulls back, he panics. She gets quiet, he over-explains. She tests, he collapses. And every reaction sends the same message deep into her nervous system. This man needs me more than he trusts himself. Need is not romantic. Need is heavy. A woman can forgive mistakes. She can forgive boldness. She can even forgive failure. What she cannot desire is a man who abandons himself just to keep her comfortable. That's why so many relationships start intense and die slowly. In the beginning, the man is grounded, unattached, centered in himself. But the moment he senses he might lose her, he starts negotiating. He asks instead of deciding. He explains instead of leading. He waits instead of moving. And without realizing it, he hands her a role she never wanted. Leadership. She didn't want to lead. She wanted to respond. Respond to your certainty. Respond to your presence. Respond to your calm authority. But when you hesitate, when you seek approval, when you look to her for direction, something inside her shuts down. Not because she's cruel, not because she's manipulative, but because desire cannot survive in a space where she has to manage you. This is why female desire feels confusing to men who only listen to words, because her words protect her image. Her behavior reveals her truth. She says she wants closeness, but pulls away when you smother. She says she wants honesty, but loses attraction when you unload every insecurity. She says she wants communication, but feels bored when everything is explained. Not because she's lying, but because instinct does not translate cleanly into language. Desire does not speak English. It speaks energy, and energy is felt, not debated. This is why the men who hold attention effortlessly are rarely the loudest. They are the most stable. Stability does not mean predictability, it means emotional gravity. A man who does not chase her emotions, but allows her emotions to move around him. A man who doesn't panic when she's warm, or cold, or uncertain. Because uncertainty does not threaten him, it excites him, and that excitement transmits. Here is something no one says out loud. Women are always watching how you respond to pressure, not success. Pressure. Anyone can be confident when things are easy. Anyone can be charming when she's invested. But when she challenges you, when she questions you, when she pulls away just enough to see if you'll break, That is when she's deciding everything. And she is not asking, will he fight me? She is asking, will he disappear? Because if you disappear under pressure, she cannot feel safe desiring you. Safety is not softness. Safety is solidity. It is knowing that when emotions rise, you don't fall apart, that you don't react impulsively, that you don't hand over your spine just to keep the peace. Peace without polarity is dead. This is why passion dies in relationships where the man avoids conflict at all costs. He thinks he's being kind. He thinks he's being understanding. But what he is really communicating is fear. Fear of losing her. Fear of tension. Fear of standing alone. And fear is the one thing desire cannot respect. Respect is not demanded. It is felt. Felt when you say no without guilt. Felt when you hold eye contact without rushing to fill silence. Felt when you walk away from a conversation that no longer serves you. This does not make you cold, it makes you centered. And a centered man is rare. Rarity creates value. Most men don't lose attraction because they do something wrong. They lose it because they remove the very tension that created it. They confuse comfort with connection. They confuse closeness with polarity. They confuse consistency with leadership. And attraction suffocates inside that confusion. Here's what almost no one tells you. When a woman pulls back, she is not asking you to chase her. She is checking whether you can remain centered without her validation. That pullback is not rejection, it's calibration. She is feeling for your core. And this is where most men fail. They feel the distance and rush forward. More texts, more reassurance, more explanations, more emotional availability. And every step forward erases polarity. Desire does not live in collision. It lives in space. The space where she wonders. The space where she feels. The space where anticipation has room to breathe. When you close that space with anxiety, she doesn't feel chosen. She feels needed. And need is heavy. A woman does not want to regulate your emotions. She wants to respond to your steadiness. This is why the strongest move when she pulls back is not pursuit. It is grounded stillness. Stillness that says, I'm here, but I'm not chasing. Stillness that says, I trust myself even if the outcome is uncertain. Uncertainty is where desire either collapses or deepens. Most men cannot tolerate uncertainty. They want guarantees, labels, clarity, verbal confirmation. But desire does not come with guarantees. It comes with risk. And women are wired to respond to men who can hold risk without losing composure. That ability signals leadership. Leadership is not control, it is containment. Containing emotion, containing tension, containing ambiguity. If you need certainty to feel okay, you are asking her to manage your emotional state. And once she feels that responsibility, desire shuts down. Not because she wants power, but because desire requires freedom. This is why so many men get friend-zoned without understanding how. They overfunction emotionally. They anticipate every need. They give security before attraction stabilizes. And security without desire feels like obligation. Obligation suffocates. A woman wants to choose you freely, not because you earn points. This is why keeping score destroys attraction. I did this for you. I was there for you. I showed you how much I care. Those statements do not inspire desire. They create pressure. Pressure makes people pull away. Attraction must feel voluntary. Effort must feel mutual. This is also why mystery is not optional. Not because secrets are seductive, but because overexposure kills imagination. When you explain everything, there is nothing left to feel. When you narrate every emotion, there is no room for curiosity. Curiosity is fuel. Desire feeds on unanswered questions. That doesn't mean you lie. It means you pace disclosure. You let her experience you over time instead of consuming you all at once. Experience builds attraction. Explanation destroys it. Most men overshare because they want to be understood, but desire does not come from understanding. It comes from presence. You don't understand fire, you feel it. That's why silence can be more powerful than words. Silence is not empty. Silence is charged. If you can sit comfortably in silence, you communicate something primal. I do not need to prove myself. And the man who doesn't need to prove himself creates gravity. Gravity pulls. This is the difference between men who are liked and men who are desired. Liked men are agreeable, predictable, safe. Desired men are grounded, self-directed, unmoved by emotional waves. They do not chase validation. They create orientation. Orientation is attractive because it gives her something to respond to. This is also why men who prioritize their mission become magnetic, not because they ignore women, but because they are already moving somewhere. Movement signals life. Stagnation signals death. When your life revolves around her reactions, she becomes the sun and you become the satellite. Satellites do not inspire desire. They orbit. She doesn't want orbit. She wants alignment. Alignment with a man who has direction. This is why being too available kills attraction. Availability without boundaries feels cheap. Boundaries create value. When you say no calmly, when you choose your path, even if it disappoints her, you communicate self-respect. Self-respect is instantly felt, and that feeling flips the dynamic. Now she is adjusting to you. Now she is investing. Now she is wondering. Wondering creates tension. Tension creates attraction. This is not manipulation. This is how nervous systems respond to value. The men who lose attraction fastest are the men who erase themselves. They adapt endlessly. They compromise identity for harmony, but harmony without polarity is sterile. Relationships need friction to stay alive. Not chaos, friction. The friction of two strong energies meeting. This is also why ending interactions first matters. Not as a game, as self-respect. If you stay too long, energy leaks. If you leave at the peak, desire consolidates. People remember how things end. Endings imprint memory. When you walk away calmly, without anger, without drama, you communicate independence. Independence is attractive. Clinging is not connection, it is fear. Walking away is not rejection, it is center, and center is powerful. This is where most men finally confront an uncomfortable truth. Attraction is not about being liked, it is about being felt. And being felt requires risk. The risk of being misunderstood, the risk of disappointing, the risk of not being chosen. Men who avoid risk become invisible. Men who accept it become polarizing. And polarity is attractive, because indifference is worse than rejection. Rejection still acknowledges presence. Indifference means you never registered. Women do not want men who play it safe. They want men who play it true. True to their direction, true to their values, true to their edge, even when that edge costs approval. Because the man willing to lose approval is the man who gains desire. If you've stayed this far, then you already feel it. Something has shifted. Not because you learned a trick, but because something inside you recognizes the truth. Here it is. At some point, every man reaches a silent crossroads. Not dramatic, no announcement. Just a quiet realization that trying harder isn't working anymore. He's been honest, available, emotionally present, and yet attraction keeps slipping through his fingers. This is the moment most men make the fatal mistake. They double down, they care more, explain deeper, give more access, offer more reassurance. And that is the exact moment they lose themselves completely. But a small number of men do something different. They stop asking, what do I need to do to be desired? And they start asking, who do I need to be so desire responds naturally? That question changes everything, because desire does not respond to effort. It responds to identity. Who you are when no one is watching. Who you are when there is nothing to gain. Who you are when the outcome is uncertain. Women feel that instantly. They feel it in your pauses, in your timing, in your stillness. Stillness is the giveaway. Men who are centered don't rush. They don't fill silence nervously. They don't chase clarity. They allow moments to remain unfinished, and unfinished moments linger. Lingering creates memory. Memory creates attachment. This is why the most powerful men are rarely the loudest in the room. They don't compete. They don't perform. They simply are. They move slowly, not because they're unsure, but because they don't need speed to feel important. Speed hides anxiety. Slowness communicates control, not control over others, control over self. and self-control is deeply attractive. This is the shift women feel immediately. They stop feeling like they're leading emotionally. They stop feeling responsible for the connection. They feel met. And being met feels intoxicating. This is why women say things like, "I feel calm around him," or "I can just be myself with him." What they really mean is, "I don't have to manage him." Management kills desire. Presence restores it. This is also why attraction deepens when you stop trying to impress. Impressing is performance. Presence is embodiment. Performance is exhausting. Embodiment is effortless. Women don't want a performance. They want to feel something real. And real is not always smooth. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's tense. Sometimes it's unresolved. But it's honest. And honesty without need creates trust. Trust relaxes the nervous system. And relaxation is where desire finally surfaces. This is the chain reaction most men never see. They chase desire directly and scare it away. The men who attract desire never chase it. They build lives that feel complete without it. And desire wants to join completeness, not fix emptiness. This is why men who are comfortable being alone are so powerful. They don't threaten. They don't cling. They don't bargain. They invite. Invitation feels free. Freedom is erotic because freedom means choice, and choice is essential for desire. This is also why locking things down too early kills attraction. Certainty too soon feels like confinement. Desire needs space to breathe. It expands and contracts naturally. When you allow that rhythm, stepping forward without pressure, pulling back without resentment, you demonstrate emotional intelligence that cannot be faked. This is the difference between men who are tolerated and men who are remembered. Remembered men do not explain themselves. They imprint. An imprint is created through experience. How did she feel around you? Calm, awake, grounded, not understood, but alive. Aliveness is the real currency. That's why comfort alone is never enough. Comfort without polarity becomes numb. But comfort with edge becomes addictive. Edge without safety is chaos. Safety without edge is boredom. The integration of both is rare, and rarity always attracts attention. This is why once a man makes this shift, everything changes. He stops monitoring reactions, stops decoding texts, stops measuring interest. He trusts his direction, and direction creates gravity. Gravity pulls desire naturally. No force, no pressure, no performance, just presence, and presence is unmistakable. Women feel it before they understand it. They lean in before they know why. And that's when most men finally realize something painful and freeing at the same time. Attraction was never about doing more. It was about standing still inside yourself while the world moved around you. That is power, quiet, unspoken, unapologetic. And once you embody it, you don't lose it, because it was never something you learned. It was something you returned to. Here is the final truth. She will never tell you any of this, not because she's hiding it, but because the moment she explains it, the magic dies. Desire does not survive explanation. It survives embodiment. You can ignore this. Most men will. You can rationalize it away. Tell yourself it shouldn't be true. Or you can accept something uncomfortable. Desire doesn't care about fairness. It doesn't care about intentions. It doesn't care about effort. It responds to presence, to certainty, to a man who can stand in uncertainty without flinching, to a man who leads without guarantees, who holds his ground without hostility, who walks away without resentment. In a world full of men afraid to be misunderstood, the man who isn't becomes unforgettable. Not loud, not aggressive, certain, and that certainty is magnetic. She will never explain this to you, but once you embody it, she won't have to. And the choice, as always, was never hers. It was yours.